Can you eat Chinese food and still lose weight? Is Chinese food really off the menu when you're trying to lose weight? Not at all. And in this video, we'll explain how Chinese cuisine can absolutely fit into a calorie-controlled eating plan with a few informed choices. So let's start with the basics. Weight loss comes down to something called a calorie deficit. That's when you're taking in fewer calories than your body burns each day. Your body's daily energy requirement is known as your total daily energy expenditure, or TDE. When you consistently eat below that level, your body starts drawing on stored fat for energy, which leads to gradual weight loss over time. A modest deficit of around 500 to 600 kilocalories per day is a commonly suggested starting point, but it's worth knowing that weight loss isn't always a straight line. It tends to slow over time, and everyone responds differently depending on their age, sex, metabolic rate, and activity levels. The NHS Better Health 12-week plan is a great evidence-based resource if you want structured guidance. A quick note on safety: very low-calorie diets, those below 800 kilocalories per day, are not a first-line approach. They should only ever be done short-term and under specialist clinical supervision due to real risks of nutritional deficiencies and muscle loss. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, intentional weight loss isn't recommended. Please speak with your midwife or GP before making any dietary changes. Children and young people under 18 should not follow adult weight loss plans without professional guidance from a GP or registered dietitian. And if you're losing weight without trying, or you have or suspect an eating disorder, please speak to your GP rather than following a calorie restriction plan independently. Now, back to the food. Not all Chinese dishes are equal when it comes to calories, and knowing the difference can make a real impact. Steamed and stir-fried dishes are generally much lower in calories than deep-fried or batter-coated options. Think steamed dim sum, broth-based soups, stir-fried vegetables, and lean proteins. These are all solid choices when you're keeping an eye on your intake. Dishes like sweet and sour pork or crispy duck tend to be significantly higher in calories due to frying and sugary sauces. If you're eating out, there's a helpful regulation worth knowing about. In England, food businesses with 250 or more employees are required to display calorie information on their menus under the Calorie Labelling Regulations 2021. So at larger chain restaurants, you can use that information to make more informed decisions. Bear in mind that smaller independent restaurants may not display calorie counts, so it's worth doing a bit of research beforehand if you can. Cooking at home gives you even more control. You can manage exactly how much oil goes in, adjust portion sizes, and swap ingredients to keep things within your calorie budget. That level of control is genuinely one of the most effective tools for managing your intake without giving up the food you enjoy. The NHS advises a typical safe rate of weight loss of around 0.5 to 1 kilogram per week, combined with at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity per week, though results vary from person to person. That combination of a modest calorie deficit and regular movement is considered the safest and most sustainable approach. It's also worth speaking to your GP before starting any calorie-restricted diet if your BMI is 30 or above, or 27.5 or above if you're of South Asian, Chinese, or Black African heritage, or if you have any underlying health conditions. Your GP can assess what's appropriate for you and refer you to the right support if needed. So to recap, Chinese food can absolutely support a calorie deficit. Steamed, stir-fried, and broth-based dishes are generally your best options. Cooking at home gives you the most control, and always speak to a healthcare professional before making significant changes to your diet. If you found this helpful, drop a comment below. We'd love to know your favourite lighter Chinese dishes. Like this video and subscribe to the Bolt Pharmacy channel for more evidence-based health content. We'll see you in the next one.